Hey guys, it's Max Convexity. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing great. Another day in the books. Another day in the books right here. All right, so here's the buffer report for the YieldMax stocks. Going from left to right, the ETFs on the left side are all the ones that are working the call spread system where they have uncapped upside. So these are the ones we're really rooting for. Amazon, AMD, JP Morgan, Coinbase, Apple, Google, Moderna, AI all have uncapped upside because they didn't just sell calls, they sold call spreads. So here is actually the stocks and which legs they have sold and how much they got for them. And I'm keeping an eye on this on a daily basis. But over here in red and green, we can see over here the column J if the price is actually over the strike price for the call spread. In other words, if we're benefiting from having the call spread as opposed to just a covered call. And you can see in JP Morgan, we are benefiting from it. In the other ones, we aren't benefiting from it yet. You can look up here and you can see, speaking of JP Morgan, here is the profit and loss graph. This is the profit and loss graph at expiration for JP Morgan. Here's what the profit and loss graph looks like right now. It's pretty much just straight from lower left, upper right. As time goes by, that changes a little bit, but so that's the JP Morgan covered call spread. Here's the Apple trade. Now, they own the synthetic, which replicates having the stock, but then at the same time, they've shorted 3,700 220 calls for this week. But then at the same time, they've bought 2,225 calls for this week also, and then they bought 1,700 222 and a half calls for this week also. So they're selling the 220. This is how they're receiving income. They own the stock, they sell the 220, right? And so this right here, this $2.35 is income for them. These other options that they bought up here can turn into NAV appreciation if the market goes above the strike price, which there's two of them, but in the highest strike price is 225. So we're rooting for the market before Friday at expiration to get above 225. And that will be an extra profit that this trade will have that it would not have had it just been a plain Jane covered call. All right, so let's see what else we have. We have AI, we have AMD has the call spread on, Amazon. Coinbase has several. They have 2 or 3 spreads on. Google, JP Morgan, Moderna, PayPal. Oh, Sky also, or Square, and then Apple. All right, so let's see what else we have to look at. All right, so here's the single buffer report. So single stock buffer report. So let's see who stands out. It looks like PayPay, outperforming the parent asset, and is also the best performing one on the board. MSTY is actually outperforming MSTR. That's nice to see. Apple is almost outperforming Apple. That's really nice to see as well. Now, I would say that Moderna is lagging, but MRNY is showing a lot of buffer, which is good to see. It's not down near as much as the underlying is at nearly 3%. So even though MRNY is down nearly a point, and we hate to see that, it is exhibiting a lot of buffer. All right, so here's the single name stocks and ETFs. It looks like SPY-T was unchanged today, but you can see the indexes were all down a little bit. The S&P was down 29 bips, NASDAQ was down 45 bips, and Russell was down looks like it was also, or Russell was actually up 4 bips. Well, the standouts here would definitely be IWMY. IWMY is killing it today, and so did ZIVB, and so did JEPY. Boy, JEPY had a nice day, up when all the other S&P funds were down. Boy, that's nice to see. Okay, so I'm going to start estimating Round Hill's dividend. I guess 35 cents yesterday. It was way off. It was only 20 cents. I'll try to do better next time. I just started doing this. I'm looking at the morning volatility. They sell options in the morning, so I can look at the 1-day VIX. There's actually a 1-day VIX, and I charted just the opening price of it. And then I've also charted the closing price. Well, the closing price, that is what Defiance uses to get income. Well, Round Hill uses the AM price because they sell options right at the open. Well, anyway, I've started plotting this, and I'm trying to find some stuff that's significant. And I'll also start guessing the dividend as well. And I'll try to do better next time. So here is the historic dividend. You can see the first dividend was 36 cents, but then like the third dividend we got down, it was only 9 cents. That was crazy. Right here, this dividend in June was 14 cents, but then it started going up again. Then in early August, the dividend went to a new high, late July, early August. But that was also coincided with a bump in volatility. And then since then, volatility has settled back down, and so is the dividend. And like I say, the dividend most recently was 20 cents. So next time I'll guess the dividend for XDT and QDT. So that'll be next Tuesday night, but I'm going to start tracking it live. All right, so JEPY, the dividend estimate's $2.47, which comes to 68%. These guys made money today. They made $64,000 about. They're up 24 cents a share. Triple QI's dividend estimate is $2.68, which comes to about 90%. So these guys made money today also. Actually, they lost $16,000, but they're up 57 cents a share on the month. And then IWMY, these guys actually made big money today. They made $900,000. They were going for $2 million. They made $900,000. They're up 73 cents a share on the month, and their dividend estimate is $3.11, which makes a yield of 100%. All right, guys. Well, that's your YieldMax, Round Hill, and YieldMax, Round Hill, and Defiance update. Plus, I think we even talked about some other ones in there. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll see what's going on then. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you very much.